Continuing love.
I mentioned a few minutes ago, this is just his second 5-set match. Best of 5-set contest that has gone the distance.
30 love.
Tsitsipas certainly with more experience in these kinds of contests that have lasted 5 at the majors. It's the only time you play best of 5 these days. Used to be in the old format of the Davis Cup as well, but since that changed, it's gone to best of 3. Won a couple down in Australia. Tanasi Kokkinakis in the second round, 6-4 in the fifth. He beat Nadal from 2 sets down.
Again, Tsitsipas.
He was in the quarterfinals in Melbourne.
First game, final set.
And then fast forward to Roland Garros, where of course he made the final. That was his first Grand Slam championship match. Beat Alexander Zverev in 5 sets there in the semi-finals. 6-3 in the fifth, lost to Djokovic in the final, having led by 2 sets.
That's my hope here that whatever is bothering Alcaraz is not the issue that causes this match to go one way or the other. It's been such a high-level match so far. Of course, barring that, maybe that 4th set. Big forehand there. Ever so important for Alcaraz in this game to reestablish some dominance in these rallies. Tsitsipas in that 4th set, just wiping the court with Alcaraz.
Tsitsipas's other 5-set match this year, of course, was earlier this week, which he came through. So a good record in the 5-setters this season. He's won 4 out of 5. It's a good percentage.
Just keeps his head so level. Always knows that his athletic ability and all the work he does from his fitness keeps him in it. Just a little bit slow getting up to that shorter ball.
30.
Nice change of spin there and pace from Tsitsipas. Good sign here. Lee hasn't won a game for a while. Chance to keep it even in the 5th. The legend himself, Stan Smith, in attendance tonight. Doing such a great job in that rally from going from defense to offense. One of the biggest parts of his game is being able to do something out of that corner, change direction, keep the ball low, use some spin, and go right back on offense.
Advantage, Alcaraz.
Good serve there, that 116-mile-an-hour delivery just into the body a little bit.
To get that scoreboard moving again.
One game all, final set.
He's going to have the crowd support if he can give them something to cheer. Try and feed off their energy. Might need to over these closing stages.
15 love.
Pass coming forward. This is where maybe that conserved energy in the fourth set pay off for Alcaraz.
30 love.
What you can do about those big serves, though. Still love the idea of him hitting the ball big up the middle. It's really paid off for him on some of these returns throughout this match. Pretty dead on throughout this match. This time taking it cross court. Certainly sees the court well. Certainly the great of this game.
Early signs for the Spaniards fans. Pretty good after the one-sided nature of the fourth.
Game. Tsitsipas.
A lot more competitive in his opening 3 games.
Tsitsipas leads by 2-1. Final set.
Happens, a learning process.
15 love.
So early stages of game 4, 5th set. Relatively uncharted territory for Alcaraz, this. Raises the roof.
Dirty love.
That's incredible.
He's left scorch marks on this centre court after that one.
Reflex volley. Good speed coming forward there from Tsitsipas.
30-15.
That drop shot, one of the more telegraphed ones from Alcaraz. Read it. I do like the fact that Alcaraz is not just allowing him to dig in on the baseline and defend all day long.
That's you.
First half chance then. Number 3 poised.
40-30.
Alcaraz times today. Again, it's effective.
Two games all. Final set.
It's good execution of a serve there from Alcaraz. One of the things, Lee, about the young player, it's 18-year-old here, he can do everything. We've seen him hit a serve as big as 134. His last serves in the last couple sets haven't been near that. For me, it's just signs of, in the future, how even more dangerous he's going to be. Difficult thing, difficult
15 love.
Prospect of sustaining the speed of a serve like that at that age over the course of 5 sets in these long Grand Slam weeks. With all the hard work they're doing, it will get there.
We've seen the website address pop up
15 all.
moments ago. You can also visit usopenshop.org. That's the official shop for the 2021 US Open merchandise. Commemorate this historic year with kits for the whole family, one-of-a-kind US Open accessories. That's usopenshop.org.
That's a big second serve right there.
30-15.
Smart placement. Going out to the forehand side, if you can hit it well. Alcaraz has been hitting that backhand in the deuce court, especially in the second serves, pretty well.
It's looking a little fresher of the two at this stage, Tsitsipas.
Again, Tsitsipas.
Nudges ahead again.
New balls, please. Tsitsipas leads by 3 games to 2. Final set.
Leads 3-2. Final set. He's done a good job so far in this deciding set of digging in. Carlos Alcaraz, the 18-year-old from Spain. He's got the new balls. Hoping to level the scores once again. 2-3.
Forehand cross court, finding space again.
15 love.
If he could dictate in those forehand rallies, we saw him do it early in this match. Just coming out bruising that tennis ball. Hits that shot out of the corner.
So deep
30
in the
love.
ball, wasn't it?
That's impressive. Even Juan Carlos looks a little bit tight now. Hasn't given us much in this match.
So we made that for a second.
30-15.
Nice change of direction there from Tsitsipas. He knows he can't allow Alcaraz to dictate from the middle of the court. Backhand up the line could be key in this fifth set.
It's 30 all.
It's 30 all in his previous service game. Familiar territory once more. Tsitsipas who comes out on top this time.
30-40.
Incredible volley the Spaniard produced. This shot right here is just unbelievable. The fact that Tsitsipas is able to track it down and connect on that lob.
Brings up break point. Alcaraz survives for now.
Deuce.
The crowd is going to get in this. Show that stay close. So far, it's the young Spaniard that they have been focusing their energies on.
That goes his way.
Advantage, Alcaraz.
The loudest of cheers. That's been the story so far.
Let's for service.
Serve into the body. Tsitsipas had an answer there.
Deuce.
Some return, wasn't it? Came back quickly and deep.
See that serve speed, 112. It's just trailed off a little bit. Started in the 120s. There is a difference there. this against Alcaraz. That heavy forehand setting up an opportunity for him to lean in on that backhand. This ball here just out of the strike zone, really, of Tsitsipas. Stefanos didn't give him a whole lot. Didn't need it.
Alcaraz.
Another deafening roar inside Ash.
3 games all. Final set.
Test passed by Alcaraz. Came a little closer on that occasion to being broken, but another gutsy hold. Continues to stick like glue to the world number 3.
15 love.
Big second serve. More smart tennis from Tsitsipas. See him just start to take some of those second serves into the forehand side of Alcaraz, not allowing him to rip that backhand. Keeping him honest.
Yeah, he's been way more efficient on serve at the moment than his Spanish opponents in this final set. 12 out of 12 for first serve points won so far in this decider by the Greek.
Game. Tsitsipas.
Another comfortable hold. He's racing through his service games.
Tsitsipas leads by 4 games to 3.
Once more, 4-3.
Set.
And this has been a wonderful spectacle this afternoon here in New York. Continues to hand it back.
15 love.
And just when you start to think maybe there'll be a little bit of a drop-off, you know, maybe he's going to start to feel the pressure. Trailing again. We're getting into the second half of this decider. This club's another winner past him.
We did see it drop off a bit in that 4th set. He's definitely had a little more in the tank, it appears. It's just ridiculous firepower.
30 love.
Juan Carlos continues to be composed out there. Be having coffee at a cafe.
He said on record that he hasn't been too surprised by what this guy's achieved over the last year.
To have this complete a game at 18 years old, so impressive.
It's crazy, isn't it? I was just thinking, you know, what's been made of Yannick Sinner. He is a phenomenal talent, the young Italian, but imagine this guy in 6-7 years' time. Scary thoughts.
It's going to be scary. Well, Yannick Sinner just turned 20 as well, and certainly what he's done, take nothing from that. The way they compete is very different.
You've got to be kidding me.
40-15.
Alcaraz has given this New York crowd exactly what they want.
This has been fearless in this 8th game so far.
at that over the course of the match. 15-2 on backhand winners.
Tsitsipas pressing this time. Still not done in this 8th game, the Greek.
40-30.
He's experienced enough to know if he can nick this point, get this back to deuce, the pressure will continue to mount. What firepower he produced in that game.
Just take your pick. Where do you want him to hit the winner from? The forehand, the backhand. Which shot do you like better?
Final sets.
That was incredible. 90 miles an hour, that final strike from the Spaniard. It even got Juan Carlos Ferrero off his feet, I think.
He did. He stood up.
That's how good it was. 4 apiece. It's getting interesting now. 3 hours 45 on the clock. I mean, he's dangerous, isn't he?
I love that return right up the middle to set up the forehand. He had a good look at that. I like seeing him go big on that. Could have just given himself a little bit more clearance over the net with that top spin.
Just feels, starting to feel like he's hitting a purple patch at just the right time here.
15 all.
And he's riding the wave of support coming down from these huge stands. Tsitsipas has to be fearful here. The quality of tennis in the last couple of minutes.
This looks like more of the first set tennis we saw from Alcaraz. To a 4-0 lead there.
Maintains his composure. That was a big point.
Good stuff. Tsitsipas.
30.
Matches where you feel like, I actually feel like I'm riding a roller coaster here. Keep grabbing something to hold on. I think most of the fans participating in this match feel the same way. Again to the forehand side with the second serve. More intelligent tennis from the world number 3.
Game. Tsitsipas.
Tsitsipas is refusing to back
by 5
down.
games to 4. Final
Game
set.
away from victory. Serving then to stay in this final set. 4-5. It's yet another test for the teenager. So he deals with this situation now. Deep into a 5th set. Control his emotions.
Forehand dropper. He used it well. Front part of the court.
30 love.
It's there for him. Tsitsipas way back to try to defend against that immense pace.
30
hitting the
love.
serve as big as he might have at the beginning of this match, but hitting his spots well right now. That just getting into the body of Tsitsipas, unable to do anything with it. What do you think about it? He dealt with the pressure of 4-5 in the fifth. I'd say pretty well.
Five games all. Final set.
Just another service game, isn't he?
So many signs saying that this guy is going to be one day a great champion.
Thank you. Ready for play.
Now the focus back onto the Greek world number 3. It's his turn to come up with another good game on serve. No room for manoeuvre for the third seed either at this stage. Remember a tie-break at 6 apiece if we get there.
He's used the second serve into the forehand pretty often lately. See if Alcaraz will look for it. Particularly a good one into the body.
30 love.
Don't want to use it too much. That monster's lying in wait.
30-15.
See ya.
Sends a message, doesn't it, to Tsitsipas? Maintain the quality on serve, otherwise that's the treatment it gets.
A good one into the body.
14-15.
Alcaraz a little bit with that second serve.
Tsitsipas.
I mean, how big was that forehand up the line? Wonderful defense from Tsitsipas this time. And gets his nose in front again.
By 6 games
6-5.
to 5. Final set.
Well, serving at 4-5. Can he do so once more? If he holds here, then we will be into a shootout. I've loved every minute of watching this guy today. What a start to the game.
Big forehand, great depth.
15 love.
An important first point there. Alcaraz stamping.
Goodness me.
30 love.
Back up the line. Right in the perfect spot. He didn't even go for the line. Just changing direction on this ball.
17th winner of that backhand win. 55th overall from the Spaniard.
40 love.
23 forehands, 17 backhands.
Alcaraz.
You're serving at 5-6 in the 5th. That's how you want to get it done. This is awesome.
6 games all. Final set. Tiebreak.
And you've got to love that, haven't you? That awareness of how he can use this support.
Thank you.
What a
Ready
noise.
for play.
Tie-break to settle it.
Let's first service. Zero. Tsitsipas.
Thinking that clearly in this situation.
I can't believe that Tsitsipas ran that shot down.
1-0.
He's been going toe-to-toe with the third best player in the world. Pretty much exactly 4 hours.
Smart positioning forehand there. Alcaraz didn't go for too much.
Alcaraz. Thank you.
Fearless stuff.
Tsitsipas has gone into the body in that ad court. That's the 3rd time in a row. He got burned on that one. Didn't hit it big enough. First mini break of this 5th set breaker. Goes to the Spaniard.
Ready for play. Thank you. Three, 2. Alcaraz.
Again goes with the drop shot. It's effective. And a switch ends.
4-2. Alcaraz.
With the advantage.
Such impressive poised tennis from Alcaraz. Didn't overhit. Saw the opportunity again in the drop shot. Took it.
His first victory, if he can finish it off against a top 10 player. That's Zverev, Nadal, and Medvedev.
Thank you, please.
Lost comfortably on each occasion. Those were all earlier this season. It's been a different story today, though.
Alcaraz.
He is not too far away now.
Just two huge points. He just played like he just started the match.
Please. Five, 3.
Third ace of the tiebreaker here for Tsitsipas. He's hitting his spots well.
Dipping, it was vicious, and it was too much for the world number 3.
6-3. Alcaraz.
And now, the teenager from Spain on the brink of a famous, famous victory. Three match points.
Thank you. Please.
First one slips away.
Good return, not enough movement there. Alcaraz, understandable to be a little bit tight there. Still one more on his racket.
Second opportunity to finish off the third seed. It's long. We're missing the visual cue that we normally get from the line umpires. Let's take a closer look at this. Goodness me, you've got to be joking.
6-5.
Nobody in the stadium seemed to know whether that ball was in or out. 9 millimeters long.
Thank you. Players are ready. Thank you.
2 saved. Could this get any more dramatic? It is victory
match.
for Carlos Alcaraz. Listen to that noise.
6-3, 4-6, 7-6, love 6, 7-6.
The biggest victory of his career, his first top 5 win, and the first journey into the 4th round of the major for the young Spaniard. A phenomenal performance. Holds his nerve on the biggest stage in tennis. He's done it 6 in the 5th.